Did you know that the high school graduation rate in 2013 was 81%, and the national goal for 2020 is 90%? Do you think that America's students can reach this goal if they are graduated and educated so they can do well in college? I believe that the rate should be moved to the graduation day so that they have a chance to see if they want to go to college or just find a job like after high school. In my speech, I will show you statistics, real life situations, how it not only affects the dropout, and what is being done in the world to prevent high school dropouts. Some statistics are that the rate in 2009 was 75%, so that means that a quarter of students dropped out. And in the recent area, there have been many dropouts for many reasons, including grades and health problems. In 2011, it was 78%, and in 2014, it was 87%. So there has been a slight incline of the graduation rate, so there's a promising reach for a higher percentage. There have been 1.2 million graduates yearly, and that is about one student per 26 seconds, or 7,000 per day, and that's a lot to think about. And 25% of freshmen fail to graduate on time. This information is from the U.S. Department of Education, and they just deal with educational problems with the country's youth. Students may want help or may not be able to, so they need help from their teachers. So you may ask, what is being done? Our president wants states to pass laws that have the graduation age moved to 18, and that would mean that most students would be not forced, but be made to graduate. And schools are now being held accountable for their students, so they are discipled to graduate, and they may get more confidence when they know that someone believes in them. And programs across the country are being made, and they may not always be successful because they may not focus on the older students who have reached the maximum age. And teachers are working with parents, and this increases the chances of correcting the behavior that may lead students to drop out. A quote from the New York Times is that there are proven strategies to tackle the problem to help identify future dropouts. These actions are being taken in these programs, but they may not always be successful. Alan Burke, he was a dropout. He missed 200 days of school, but a teacher at his school, Heather Dixon, she worked with him to bring him back to school, and he credits his return to her. From Rookie Magazine, Heather Johnson, she wrote an article in your handout, which I may ask you to look at. A quote from this is graduating is awesome, but you're not a failure if you don't follow the same way. And she dropped out twice, and she didn't return, but she still went to college and now has a successful job at this magazine. Now I'm going to ask you to turn those back over. Dropping out may not always be in the best interest of the students because it may be hard for them to find a job. Most dropout students are forced to work blue-collar jobs like McDonald's or construction workers. A quote from America's Promise Alliance that high school grads are more likely to be employed and be in the higher taxable income, and they aid in the job generation. and grads are less likely to be involved in criminal behavior. Our economy is based on skilled labor, and business people find it hard to find people qualified to work their jobs that are required for more like education in college and a master's. So I believe that the graduation age should be moved to the day of graduation, and I showed you real statistics, real life situations, how it not only affects the dropout and what is being done in the world to prevent this. So what can you do? You can reach out to your students and your friends and even start a group to help focus on schoolwork in your future, because you might be the one who keeps them in school. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Emily. We do have time for a few questions, so let's go ahead and hit those right away.
Questions? Grace?
So in the beginning when you said 80% of like an 80% graduation rate in 2013, did you think that was a low number or an okay
Yes,
number?
I personally think that almost everyone should graduate because it's the best interest for students. They did.
Do you think someone can still do well in life if they drop out and don't go to college?
Yes, but you may, like, Heather Johnson was a really rare case because she's just gifted with writing, and most people may not be able to write or do something like that. Bethany.
How would you approach someone who comes and confronts you saying that they want to drop out without?
I would tell them that it's not in their best interest and that they can get some kind of help from teachers or their parents or something, and that if they still want to, they can drop out.
We'll do one more question.
Ryan.
What happens when a kid fails after they raise the dropout age to like 18, like you said? What happens when they just keep failing?
They could still seek help and they may not fail anymore because they won't be on their own.
All right. Thank you very much. Let's give her a round of applause. Thank you, Emily.